Hey everybody out there, how you guys doing? I got an awesome one for you today. You guys have been asking to see more of like the behind the scenes Blaine. Well, today what I'm going to share with you is I'm going to share one of my hobbies. What I do is I collect vintage handheld games. Over the past 40 years or so, ever since I was 10 years old, I remember getting that first game, and I've collected them ever since. I buy and sell, and I wanted to go through some of the games. These might bring back some amazing memories for you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you the first video game and one of the rarest games in my collection. So let's get started. Well, first off, a lot of people ask, Blaine, why do you collect those video games? Then my wife said, what is it about those games? Well, let me tell you, I think I figured it out. In 1976, I was 10 years old, okay? And the Mattel handheld games had just come out, and I wanted one so bad, and this is it right here. The handheld football, okay? 1976, I was 10 years old, and I wanted it, and for Christmas, you open it up, and it was the absolute thrill. It was like, yes, the ultimate game. And what it is it seems that, this game, it's not fun to play. It's not like Call of Duty or anything like that. But when you hold these games, it's something from your childhood, and it just brings back kind of that feeling. And that's the best way I can explain, all these games that we're going to go through. And I'm going to show you some of the special games. And again, maybe you had some of these. So let's start out with the number one. This is the first one that started it all for me. That's the Mattel Football right there. Now, if you had this and you're the same age in my era, this is the one that we'd take to school. We'd get in so much trouble playing these. Listen to this. Oh, remember that? And if you've never seen it, the way it works, it's so basic. Can you see that? You just move the guys right there, and you go all the way across. Oh, and you get tackled, and then you got the score and stats. Real basic game, but super fun. Now, Mattel came out with all kinds of these games after the football took off. Got the soccer right here, Mattel Soccer. Turn it on, you can take a look at that. Then right here, we have the Mattel Basketball, Baseball. They had a Battlestar Galactica. I just sold my Battlestar Galactica. I sell these all the time. Basketball 2. One of the rarest one in the Mattel collection is the Soccer 2. Then we're going to move on. Radio Shack came out with all kinds of games also. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon. This one they called King Man. Sound familiar? Yeah. Donkey Kong. Look, it's just basically a Donkey Kong copy. Now, a lot of these games, we'll find them at garage sales, estate sales. A lot of people don't know what they have. And if you find the game that's in great shape in the box, or better yet, still brand new, they can be worth a fortune. So, moving on from these Mattel games, Kaliko came out with a ton of games. They went a little bit bigger. Remember these? These are the Kaliko tabletop games, okay? They had Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Frogger, Galaxian. These games, a lot bigger, a lot more fun to play rather than the handheld, and a little more authentic. Right here is the Ms. Pac-Man. Turn that on, you can see it. And again, they're nothing like today's video games, and they're nothing like the arcade game. It's so funny how they show the graphics on the side, and it's nothing like that. So let me get this going. If you can see that right there. Remember eating the dots? Yeah, exactly. So Kaliko, amazing handheld tabletop games. Then I'm going to go through some of these others. Everybody remembers Space Invaders. Entex, this company right here, Entex, you can see that. Very collectible games, especially in the box and in new condition. This one here, This one here is called Turtles. This one is an arcade replica. In the arcade, they had the Super Cobra, so Entex made a version of the Super Cobra. Then, one of my favorites, Williams Defender. I spent so many quarters on this in the arcade, and they had it in a handheld. I just wanted to take it out of the box and show you. I mean, you had the up and down and reverse and the whole shebang. Turn it on there. You see that right there? Defender. Amazing game. So then, moving on from the Entex games, I wanted to show you a special one in my collection. Now this one's wrapped in saran wrap because it's almost new. I want to keep it near perfect. This one is called Pair Match. Can you see that? It's kind of a pyramid style game, and again, sorry about the reflection, but I have to keep this one like new. Pair Match. Anyway, the reason why this one is so collectible, they use this on the Star Trek, on the TV series. You can Google Pair Match in Star Trek and you'll see this on the table because it was so modern looking. I mean, the game is kind of cheesy, but it's very collectible because it was on Star Trek. Then we move on to Nintendo. Everybody knows Nintendo, but these were the first games. They had handhelds, they had multi-screens. Oops, upside down. And the reason I have this in plastic, this one's almost near new. So right here, this is the Mario Brothers Game & Watch multi-screen. Open this up and show you. When you find them like this, with no scratches, no scuffs, anything like that, super rare. I mean, these have been in storage for over 40 years. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Mario Brothers. So again, these are the multi-screens. They had single screen, they had multi-screens. One of the most collectible ones are called Nintendo Panorama. They're a slide up. You can Google them and see those. If you find a Nintendo Panorama, a Donkey Kong Circus in the box, it's worth thousands. Then, Nintendo came out with one called the Crystal Screen. Now what these were is these are beautiful and very, very rare and hard to find. So this one here is called Crystal Screen Climber. Now you can see through the screen. Can you see that? You have to have it on like a white background to play it. See that? And their climber is like Mario Brothers. So that's the Crystal Screen. They had multiple games of these, but again, if you find one in the box like this with the owner's manual, can be worth way over $1,000, up to $2,000 to $3,000. This one I'm just going to show you real quick. This one is the Airwolf by Acclaim. Remember the TV series Airwolf? This one's still new, brand new in the box. It is so rare. And this one was one of my favorites. It's called the Tomitronic Slimline Speedway. Did you ever have this? It's so cool. It came in this little like wallet. This one here is still brand new, never used. Can you believe that? Over 40 years old? There it is right there. Crystal clear. Now, if you notice on this one, it has a little bit of what's called LCD screen bleed. That's okay. It takes a little bit off of the value, but it being brand new and still working perfectly, the quality is just amazing from Japan. So you see that? It's got the game, the little manual still in the wallet, and all the packaging. Now we're going to move on to the game consoles. Remember those? Here is the Atari Super Pong. You know, you'd hook this to the TV, remember that? And here's the TV switch that they all came with, remember? So this one right here, the original was called Pong. This one here is the Super Pong. This is the next one after that. These consoles are super collectible if they're in the box, and if you can find one brand new. Are you ready for this? This one here, the Intellivision II. Okay, you remember the Intellivision. This is the Intellivision II, still sealed in the box, never used. This is worth a fortune. Then we move on to the classic, the Atari 2600. Now, if you guys are anywhere close to growing up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, you had to have one of these. Let me tell you a little story about this. I used to go up to, my dad would always go, oh, well, I'm going to Fred Meyer. And I'm like, oh, can I go, please? I didn't want to go for shopping. They had the Atari 2600 display, and it always had the combat cartridge. And you know what's so funny about these games? Look at that. You know, it shows the jets and the tanks. If you ever played this, all it is like blocks on the TV. It's like such false advertising. 27 games. The games nowadays absolutely suck compared to what's out there now. But back then, I would go up to Fred Meyer with him, and there'd always be some other kid on the display playing, and I'm like, oh, please, please, please. And the mom would call him away, and I'm like, yes! So I get to sit there, and I'm playing the game, and you know, it was like $139 or $149 for the whole console, and I'm just like playing and playing and playing, and then the inevitable happened. Time went like that. Blaine, let's go! I'm like, no! And I wanted it so bad. He goes, no, we're not getting that. You know, he'd always play that off. And then, of course, Christmas time. Oh, open it up. You ever see that commercial? Yes! Just freaking out. Well, that was us. And that was it. Every other toy that we got, underwear, socks, everything aside, we didn't care. This was it, the Atari 2600. This was so monumental in gaming. You know, I would say this is number one when it comes to the game history. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this out real quick, and I'm going to show you the first video game, and I'm going to show you one of my prized possessions. It's one of the rarest video games in my collection. Give me a minute. Okay, here you go. The first video game ever made right here. The Magnavox Odyssey. Take a look at this. Now this was before my time. This is 1972. To find one of these in this condition is absolutely insane. Now I have one. This one here is nearly new, and then in the garage I have one still sealed brand new. So this was a TV game. I'll show you. And what it did is it had these overlays that would go over your TV screen, your big console TV. And then these are all the parts. It's still all, this has never been used. All the pieces, and look at that. The old Ever-Ready batteries, still perfect, never been used. Look at those. Now, these came with the 6 game cartridges right here. It came with poker chips, and then here's the console right here. So it came with, you know, for all the different games that it came with, for the 6 cartridges, you had money, like Monopoly money, you have all these different cards. Yeah, these are the controllers. These right here, these are still the original rubber bands that were still on these cards. These are how they came. Magnavox Odyssey. If you can find one of these in amazing condition like this, I'm going to give you some hints on this. Condition is everything on these. Everything needs to be here. All the pieces need to be here. The box needs to be near perfect like this. And then the most critical thing is this shipping box. If it does not have this original Magnavox shipping box, the price plummets. And there's an additional accessory. If you can get it with this, look at this. This was an optional accessory. This is the Magnavox Gun Shooting game. It's got the overlays, 2 extra cartridges, the serial number card right in there, the instructions. You want to talk about rare. Look, it's still got the original tie wrap from 1972. I mean, talk about cool. Oh, you can check out, you know, I sell a lot of these games. You can go to eBay. My name's Speedy Shipper. You can look up there and you can see if you're interested in any of these games. Take a look. I put up all kinds of games all the time. Oh, also, what game changed your life? Put down in the comment section. Was it one of these or something different? Tell me. Now I've got something spectacular for you. While I put this away, it's one of the prizes in my collection. It's so rare. There's only, I know of only 3 in existence, okay? It's a Mattel game. I have it right here. I already unboxed it. Put this away. It's a Mattel Soccer. It's a prototype. And there's some things very special about this. First off, this Mattel Soccer right here, you see that it's green. They never made one in green. They decided to go brown. If you look on the back here, sample, not for sale. And then one of the most unique things about this, first off, it's brand new. I got it still brand new in the box. Is, I don't know if you can see this, but these soccer buttons right here, if you hold it at an angle, they're actually the Mattel Basketball buttons that have been painted with a soccer ball for the prototype. Can you see that? But these little soccer balls, if you look at an angle, you can see the basketball underneath there. I have only known of 3 of these in existence. If you ever find a game that says sample, not for sale, it's worth a fortune. So again, I don't know how you put a price on that. You know, this is one of a kind stuff. I'll show you also, I fix these games, and I'll show you out in the garage what I've got up for sale right now. Come here. Okay, so this is the pantry. This is where I will fix the games. You know, sometimes I get games from garage sales, estate sales, or I even order them from all around the world. And these games are so finicky. Remember, they're over 40 years old, and the technology, you know, they'll have loose battery connectors or that type of stuff. So these are the different tools that you use to fix them. You know, the drill bits right here, this is hands down the #1 tool you've got to have if you're playing with these games. A Dremel so that you can fix the battery corrosion real quick. The #1 problem with these games is corrosion and not getting a good connection. Also, look over here. Hey, Oliver. This is just the batteries. You know, when I'm playing with these games, you've got to have good batteries in every different size. I also wrote a book. It's on eBay. I wrote a book called Video Game Secrets. People were always asking me all kinds of questions, so, you know, I put it together in a little book. People love that. You need the multimeter. I've got my soldering iron, drill, heat gun. This is a special glue right here if the decals are coming off. It's called Fast Tack. You can fix decals with this. It's really cool. Now, I'm going to tell you a story, unfortunately, why you need this heat gun. When you order some games and they're beautiful like that, some people around the world, guess what they do? They just slap the label right on the beautiful box. I mean, I try and say, please, you know, package it correctly or something like that. So they'll either put tape on it or a label. So you got to be real gentle when they do that, you know, with a heat gun and pull that label off so it doesn't rip the box. All right, so now I'll take you out in the garage and you can see. So if you order a game from me, here's where it all happens. I got my little computer here with my little shipping station. These are a bunch of games right now that, you know, I have up for auction. Remember inside I was talking about the Nintendo Panorama, if you could find a Donkey Kong Circus. There you go right there. This, see how it folds up like that? And you have to have the light come through and it reflects. These go from anywhere in this type of shape, $700 to $1,200. There's one on eBay right now, brand new in the box, at $75,000. So these games are all over the board, and they're breaking records. Like if you find a new Nintendo still brand new in the box, the original one, it just sells for a fortune. It's worth a fortune. So I enjoy these games. Like I said in the beginning, why? I don't know. It's just, it brings back the feeling, at that Christmas when I was 10 years old is what it is. It's just a hobby. I love doing it. And, you guys asked, oh, Blaine, what do you got going other than car stereo? This is one of them. All right, if you enjoyed that video, do me a favor, subscribe right now, hit the little bell notification. That'll show you when the new content, when I'm done with the next video, it'll pop up and let you know. Also, if there's something that I could do to make this channel better or a topic you want covered, leave it in the comment section. I'm reading every comment. Let me know. Have a great day. See you next time.